You have shared a bunch of great categories for strategies to put into strategize my life. That was really, really helpful. And you gave so many suggestions. That was awesome. I've got a question. Um, for my injury, I know that the strategies that I used no longer work sometimes. And do you do you need to find new strategies after a brain injury, or do the old ones work? Do you find that people that you work with that they have that problem as I do?
Yeah. No, I understand, and that can be a real challenge after a brain injury when you find the things that used to work for you no longer work, and then you're suddenly thinking, well, do I just keep going with this, or do I need to find a new strategy? And I think that's a genuine concern for lots of people. I'm a pediatric neuropsych, so mainly I see young people. I do see young adults as well. But when I see young people, what part of the difficulty they have is that they've sometimes never had these strategies at all. So I always find that's quite an interesting phenomenon because you have to kind of because there is a bit of the reason I mention this is because there is a bit of a process of finding out what you like, and you found that, Christy, through your adult life, and you would have worked out what works for you. And are you a color coder? Are you do you like it digital? Do you like to write stuff down? You would have developed that through your own lived experience. And so, but like having to teach yourself something new or a better way to do it can feel awkward because you will have a preference. So I would say it's not, you don't necessarily have to kind of find new strategies, but if they're not working, then that is a sign that things aren't working and something needs to change. But it's worth then evaluating, what is it about this that isn't working? Is it just that I keep forgetting to do it? Is it actually it's just a bit of a chore? It's not fun? What aspect of it is it that is not working for you? And then you can try to say, okay, here's a way I can adapt this. So, for example, maybe you used to carry around a book, but now it's just too much because you're frightened of like leaving it somewhere. And so maybe actually in that case it might be better going digital, because then at least if you lose your phone, most of us are backed up to the cloud and whatever. So you can get that information, it's not lost forever. So maybe that might be something that you adapt and you say, I'm still going to write everything down and organize myself. My example of that's why I ended up going digital with my calendar, because I lost it once and I thought I can't have that again ever. So one time deal, so one trial learning. So yeah, so I think you may need some new strategies. It's not necessary, but it'd be important to explore that and explore is there a better way that I can do this? And it's worth thinking that you might not be doing it in the most efficient way in the first place, but it might have been just how you like to do it. And it is an opportunity for new learning. And I've seen with young people who don't have those strategies at all, they can adopt those strategies and find a way to, and they'll find a way to make it their own as well. They'll see what they like about it. And so when I do a memory retraining program with someone, I give them all the different ways. I show them how to do it digitally. I send them the big wall charts. I send them the small diaries. I send them. So you need to work out what works out best for you, and you need to fiddle with it and see. And just So I think I'd invite anyone with a similar challenge really to do that, to try things out, and really evaluate if it's not working. And that's the beauty of Strategize My Life. It allows you to do that. And because you're using those strategies across the other apps, you can work out whether it's working just in one context or is it working in several contexts. Is this something actually it's okay for this, but I can have my Christmas list on a bit of paper, but everything else cannot leave the house with that, or everything else needs to be digital. So so I think it's a really good question, just saying, what do I need to do something different? And it's worth thinking, if it's not working, then probably, but it might not have to be totally different. It might just be an adaptation. Yeah, great question.